The doctor is in. Spring and summer may present another wave of COVID. So how can we be prepared? Joining us with tips for a practical health guide for spring and summer is Dr. Ken Redcross, who is the author of Bond, the 4 cornerstones of a lasting and caring relationship with your doctor. Welcome to Bloom, doctor.
Thank you so much, Gail, and hello everyone out there.
It's so exciting to talk to you because there's so much light at the end of the tunnel, but still we do need some practical information. What do you share with your patients?
Well, the first thing I share with my patients is that, guys, I get that it's very confusing out there. As I talk to patients that I have all over the U.S., it's like we're all in these 50 different silos in how we kind of manage this. So kind of like you're saying, look, we're starting to come out of this, but we still need to stay smart, Gail, and make sure that we're still following some very important measures along the way so that we can get back to regular everyday life.
So with the vaccine distribution more widespread, do you think it's safe to travel for a mini vacation?
Well, look, and I know everyone is chomping at the bit to get out of there. Look, I would say not quite yet for the long distances. I kind of like talking about a little bit of the road trip and that sort of thing with family, where you're still kind of together and you're knowing that you're all on the same page as far as the vaccine and how you view COVID. So we're almost there. But if you are going to take one of those longer trips, Gail, then that's when the vaccine becomes a bigger part that we need to, kind of incorporate there a bit.
And what about air travel for short flights? Are you on board with that?
Actually, I asked everyone to kind of hold tight if you can. Look, even though the airlines talk about this, and it's important, the air does circulate. But for some of those longer trips, you're still kind of in that tin can of that flight, at least until we get everyone better vaccinated and make sure that we have other internal controls in place. If you have to go far because of, family and that sort of thing, it's a little different. But for work, maybe we can hold off just another month or so, because as we mentioned, we are almost there, Gail. We really are.
Yeah, you're right. So close. What health supplies should you pack on your vacation for the mini safe trips?
Right, exactly, everyone. So look, I want everyone to kind of think out there to have almost like a COVID travel kit to keep us healthy along the way. Look, one of the first things I tell all my patients to really carry with them is a thermometer. We're in a brave new world now. We think about the thermometer, but it's important because we want to make sure that if you're out and about and not feeling yourself, on travel especially, you want to make sure we know what your temperature is. Gail, I usually talk to patients and say 100 is a little bit of a low-grade temp, that we want to make sure that we get in touch with our doctors to kind of see where we're going there. So that's one of the things that needs to be in our kit. Another thing that needs to be in there is something to help you if your temperature is up, like acetaminophen, also called Tylenol, everyone. That becomes important because it's a lot safer than aspirin or something which can cause problems with your kidneys, your GI tract, and for kids isn't quite safe. So that's something you want to have on board. The third thing is that something that I know everyone has heard in the news, and it's kind of good because I'm a Western trained physician, but I'm on the alternative ways of healing, and that is the beauty of the vitamin D story. So, Gail, we've heard and we know about what vitamin D does for all the disease states that COVID really affects. But one thing we're learning is that vitamin D is incredibly important when you talk about your immune health. But the key is this. Number one, get to know your levels of vitamin D. And then after you get the levels, Gail, you want them between 40 and 60. That's where I tell patients that a lot of the magic really starts to happen. And so whether you're going to your doctor's office, which I know is tough for some, during these times, or you go to websites like thepowerofd.org, where you can order an at-home test kit. It's kind of concierge. I'm a concierge physician, so it's nice to have something that makes life a little bit easier for you. So vitamin D is the biggest story. Magnesium is another important one, everyone, because that helps to provide energy. That ATP that you may remember when we all took health class is very important for energy. And the other thing that I make sure I pack as well is a probiotic. Very important for the gut health, as most of our immune cells are actually housed in the gut. So we are closer to that sun and that sand. We just want to be smart and have a nice kit with us along the way, as well as obviously wipes and your hand gel as well, which everyone should be carrying these days anyway, as you see there. And that mask. I should also bring up that mask for the travel, for those who have to travel. I'm in between taking a trip that's a little further, and one of the things that the CDC talked about was double masking. So that's something to think about as well. Look, this mask is going to be with us for a bit, everyone, but once again, it's incredibly important. So when you marry the mask along with the vaccinations, and along with talking about things such as that are closer to the earth, such as vitamin D, and making sure that we're keeping our temperature regulated. That's getting us a little bit closer to that normal life that we all are missing so much of.
We cannot wait for that. Well, Dr. Ken Redcross, you have been amazing. Thank you so much, and thanks for reminding about that test kit at home. For more information, for the vitamin D, of course, for more information, you can visit drkenredcross.com. Thanks, Doc. We'll be back with more Bloom.
Thank you, girls. Stay healthy, everyone.
You too. We'll be back with more Bloom right after this.